People who became successful after the age of 40, Part 18, Ingvar Kamprad. Ingvar Kamprad, the founder of IKEA, turned a small mail-order business into the world's largest furniture retailer. His journey is remarkable not because of early fame, but because of the way he grew steadily, learning from mistakes and refining his ideas until his 40s and beyond. By the time he reached midlife, Kamprad's company was redefining how people bought furniture, making stylish, affordable home products accessible to millions worldwide. His story demonstrates that the path to global success is often built slowly and reaches its height later in life. Early life and first ventures. Ingvar Kamprad was born on March 30th, 1926 in Småland, a rural province of Sweden. His family lived on a farm and money was tight. From a young age, Kamprad showed entrepreneurial instincts. At just 5 years old, he began selling matches to neighbors, realizing he could buy them cheaply in bulk and sell them at a profit. Soon, he expanded into selling fish, seeds, Christmas decorations, and other small goods. By his teenage years, Kamprad had already developed a reputation as a clever businessman. In 1943, at only 17 years old, he formally registered his business as IKEA, an acronym for his initials, IK, and the names of his family farm, Helmtarid, and village, Agunnarid. The birth of IKEA. Initially, IKEA sold pens, wallets, picture frames, and nylon stockings by mail order. In 1948, Kamprad added furniture to the catalogue and demand quickly grew. Customers appreciated the combination of affordability and simple design. But IKEA faced skepticism from competitors and suppliers. In the 1950s, many Swedish furniture retailers boycotted IKEA, pressuring suppliers not to work with Kamprad. Instead of quitting, Kamprad innovated. He began designing furniture in-house, working directly with manufacturers and selling products at lower prices. A pivotal moment came in 1956 when IKEA introduced flat-pack furniture. By designing products that could be disassembled and shipped in boxes, IKEA cut costs drastically. Customers saved money, transport became easier, and IKEA built its reputation for efficiency and affordability. The turning point after 40. By the 1960s and 1970s, IKEA was gaining traction in Sweden and expanding to other countries in Scandinavia. But it was in his 40s that Kamprad began the global expansion that would make IKEA a household name. In 1963, at the age of 37, he opened the first IKEA store outside Sweden in Norway. Soon after, stores opened in Denmark, Switzerland, and Germany. By the time he was in his 40s, IKEA had become an international brand, known for its massive warehouse-style stores and modern, affordable designs. Kamprad's greatest successes, scaling IKEA into a global powerhouse, came in the decades after he turned 40. He focused relentlessly on efficiency, innovation, and keeping prices low, appealing to middle-class families around the world. IKEA's global success. Through the 1980s and 1990s, IKEA grew into a global retail giant. Its signature features, flat-pack furniture, self-service warehouses, and minimalist Scandinavian design became globally recognized. IKEA's catalog became one of the most widely distributed publications in the world. By the early 2000s, IKEA operated hundreds of stores across Europe, North America, Asia, and the Middle East. Kamprad's philosophy of democratic design, combining good form, function, and affordability, revolutionized the furniture industry. Even in his later years, Kamprad remained closely involved, visiting stores and working to refine IKEA's systems. Though he officially stepped down from active management in the 1980s, he continued to guide the company's culture and long-term strategy well into his 70s and 80s. Frugality and personal life. Despite becoming one of the richest men in the world, Kamprad was famous for his frugality. He drove old cars, flew economy class, and furnished his home with IKEA products. He believed in leading by example, insisting that cost-saving measures should apply to everyone in the company, including himself. His humility and discipline became part of IKEA's identity. Employees admired him not just for his vision, but for his consistency in living the values he preached. Challenges and criticism. Kamprad's career was not without controversy. In his youth, he had brief associations with pro-fascist groups in Sweden, something he later admitted and regretted deeply. IKEA also faced criticism over labor practices and environmental impact as it expanded globally. Yet Kamprad responded by pushing IKEA towards sustainability, introducing renewable energy initiatives, environmentally friendly products, and efforts to improve global supply chain practices. Later, life and death. By the time of his death in January 2018, at the age of 91, Ingvar Kamprad was one of the wealthiest men in the world, with a fortune estimated in the tens of billions. More importantly, IKEA had become a global household name, with over 400 stores in dozens of countries serving millions of customers each year. The lesson of Kamprad's life. Ingvar Kamprad's story teaches that persistence, innovation, and humility matter more than age. His company existed before he turned 40, but it was in midlife, and beyond that, he scaled IKEA into the world's dominant furniture retailer. His decades of experimentation, customer focus, and discipline prepared him for success later in life. Conclusion? Ingvar Kamprad built IKEA into a global empire after 40, proving that sustained vision and resilience can achieve world-changing results. From selling matches as a boy to running a multinational corporation, his story is one of discipline and determination. His legacy shows us that the seeds of greatness may be planted early, but they often bloom fully only later in life. Kindly subscribe.